Who Wants to Live Forever? That's the song. Welcome back, folks. It's the Ray Lucia Show. You know, these guys bust my chops every day. When you have really good friends for many, many, many years, and then they appear with you on radio and television, during the breaks, I get abused. Like, now when I bring these other people on, it's, oh, Ray, you're so nice. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show. These guys are busting my chops because I want to live long enough to watch my grandkids get married. Joining me on the show, Chief Chops Buster, Gene Pastula. What in the world was that all about?
What?
You come in here and say, oh, he wants to live until...
Yeah, well, you know, you're whining about it. You know, it's like, oh my God, don't take me yet.
Well, first off, you've got Stuart over there who's BSing everybody by saying, yes, well, my real estate never goes down in value and my income has never gone down. And I'm going,
yeah, you just don't want him taking your place on this show, that's all.
You know what? If he can do the job, he can have it. Likewise for you, my friend.
Right.
No way. It's not as simple as it seems. You got to put up with people like you.
I know.
But seriously, on the subject of real estate, as we talk about that, a lot of people like Jim are rightfully using their real estate as an income-producing annuity, per se. Mm-hmm. And for all that it isn't in terms of an annuity, there's a lot of benefit of having other people's money, paying down a mortgage, and then you getting cash flow and growing that cash flow over time with inflation. And I see, frankly, no problem with that. I just don't want to rely 100% on it.
The first thing I see is a toilet isn't working. You know, the sink in the kitchen's overflowing.
You just call Stuart. He loves fixing that stuff.
I know. He gets up there on the roof and does it.
He's gonna fall off the roof and break his neck one day.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen. But I mean, this is a guy that got on a motorcycle and 5 miles into the 500-mile trip, he almost killed himself.
Against our advice.
Against our advice.
I might add, yes.
But you, I mean, you go along with that. If you have a property manager and you're getting your cash flow, you wouldn't say take all of your money and purchase an annuity, would you?
Never. I mean, I'd never use all my money to purchase anything, but unless I run out of money in my last purchases. No, but of course not. And I live in, as you know, I just about a year ago bought a home in a community in the desert where it's a gated country club type of thing, which I'd never done before. And about 3/4 of the people that live in this community, they only live there for like 5 months in the year.
Because it gets to be 120
for
degrees.
The season, yeah. Well, actually, I thought that was what it was. Because they all leave. They all come the end of November, just before Thanksgiving, and they all leave by the middle of April. And I thought
it was not because of the heat.
Taxes.
Oh,
yeah,
taxes.
They come from places where the taxes aren't anything like what they are in California.
So California, 13%
yes,
tax.
and they have to get out of Dodge a certain period of time.
And by the way, if people think that they can game that system, a place like the state of California, I'm sure Oregon and other high state tax states, they've got ways to track your fanny down, like your cell phone records and gasoline receipts and credit cards and all that stuff. And they'll subpoena all that stuff, and they will say, you were in California for more than 180 some odd days.
Whatever day.
Therefore, we're tagging you with the higher California tax.
Anyway, and then obviously there are some who, I guess, well, they want to go home to their family, and that's where they live, type thing. What were we talking about?
See, the first thing that goes is your memory. I was asking you about annuities.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, now the one thing that I make sure that I do is I never discuss what I do there. And I mean, unless
in the retirement community.
Yeah. Because I mean, you know, if they say, you know, and they do, you know, what do you do? And I have a little brief elevator pitch.
We tell them
that's not really very good.
You're a co-host on a radio talk show.
I tell them that I do some radio and TV, and I try to be as brief as possible.
TV? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. With that mug. So, you know, I can dress up. In any event, but what I've kind of noticed is, because they'll share a little bit about, you know, what they're doing. They all have a lot of money, but they're basically totally in the stock market.
Really?
Totally in the stocks and bonds, you know, totally in that. And they've all got their great financial planners and everything. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, you know, in the next couple years, or whenever the next real big bust comes, what the conversations are going to be like. Some of them have so much money it won't matter, you know. I mean, you know, if you can't live on $3 million after you've lost half of your estate, you know.
Yeah, well,
you probably can.
But he's talking about, you know, the Palm Desert, Palm Springs, Rancho Mirage.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that have, you know, $20, $30 million places up in Bighorn.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of money out there. But let's talk about
turned
normal
into
people.
$12 million places.
Yeah, they did.
Talk about real estate.
Let's talk about normal people for just a second. All right, so I just see this. Treasury Department rules gives annuities a boost. New Department of Treasury rules could be a boon for annuities as an option within defined benefit plans. The rules announced in early September simplify rules that allow retirees to simultaneously elect a partial lump sum and a partial annuity from a defined benefit plan. Now, this is the government telling you that annuitizing at least some of your retirement wealth is a pretty important thing to do.
Well, it is the annuity is the most efficient way of generating retirement income. There's no question about that, because it allows you to access your principal without worrying about using it all up before you die. And so when you're talking about a retirement fund that doesn't have an annuity in it, then you have to rely on, you know, somebody deciding what percentage per year you can take so that you don't destroy the principal. As soon as you start to invade the principal, whether or not you actually take more than you should, but if the market drops your principal and now you've got less working for you, then you shorten the period of time when that will ultimately run out. And then you have to modify your income. So if you go back to annuity, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, so if you go back to like 2008, if you had $1 million and you're taking 50 grand out, and the $1 million turned into 500,000 less the 50 you took out, is 450,000 bucks. You know, you have to take 11% out just to stay even. That's the point that you're making, plus allow a little bit for inflation.
Yes. And
with an annuity, you don't have to worry about that.
Annuity, you don't worry about that. So, and today, I mean, the common sense thing says what, 3 or 4%?
Yes, I just wrote a piece on this, which I'll share with you later on.
That's why I brought that up, because I wanted to be able to hide your piece.
I wrote a very, very good piece on it just over the weekend, actually. I'll send it to you. It's actually pretty good. Stick around. We'll discuss this more with Gene Pastula, and we'll ask him about some of the other risks that he helps manage. He's the SafeMoneyMonitor.com guy.